Cyanoacrylate, that's the answer.
Huh?
Cyanoacrylate.
What's that?
Super glue.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta know this shit.
You do. These are important pieces of information. Okay, so we're doing, well, first of all, let's do... Again, this isn't something that we've talked about so much, but a really important way to travel on the keyboard is using this opposable thumb. Separates us from the animal kingdom. Also helps us play piano. So instead of going 1, 2, 3 and reaching over here, which that's not a terrible reach, but it's still a bit inconvenient, feels a little bit awkward. You can go 1, 2, thumb under to 1, and then you're more comfortable with your pinky. And then instead of jumping, especially here from your pinky to your third finger, this is a stressful. You're gonna go from your pinky, and you're just gonna allow your thumb to play G, F sharp, F. So 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then your pinky will be right ready for the D flat, down to C, E. So my hand, when you watch it, it hardly moves. Just my thumb is moving more than anything, and little motions with my hand. That's what we're going for. These are these hand position. And speaking of that, so hand positions are really important. If we go to the third line, the F major 7. First of all, the melody, if you take all the notes together, A, C, E, F, A, C, E, A. This is an F major, F, A, C. If you put an E on it, it's an F major 7. So we'll talk about that in a second, but it helps you remember that those, the chord is an F major, you're playing an F major. Talk about the technique first and then the theory. So, and then the next chord, you're gonna move up here. So, again, what we're trying to do, your thumb likes to hang out down here, which you can see what that does to your pointer finger and everybody else. It gets them totally in the wrong position. So we're gonna stick your thumb down, and you're going to just practice very slowly and try to relax. We're just the subtle, positioning of these fingers, and try not to get your pinky straight, try to keep your curves as much as possible. A lot of that will naturally correct itself, because when you're down here, you can do this kind of thing, but if your thumb is where it's supposed to be, it's really hard. You have to kick your hand all the way out to make your pinky straight, but if you're in the right place, your pinky naturally is going to curve. So I'm sticking my thumb down, and just one note at a time, we're going A, C, E. A, C, E. And then maybe go backwards. E, C, A. And then you're going to stick your thumb on F sharp, and we're going to do the same thing. A, C, E. A, C, E, and then back down. And then when you've done that a couple of times, you could even try to play the whole chord. And just be wary, because you're going to build up a lot of tension in your hand. So do it for a minute and then back off, and then do it again. So then we'll try to play the melody. So again, we're trying to get in a position. So we're not searching around for the notes. We want our hand here, so that when we play, right? So your hand doesn't move, and you will have confidence that you're going to be able to play the notes, because all the other fingers are in the correct position as well. So then when you go up here, see if you can play this chord, just know that this is possible to play this chord. It gets difficult when you get the middle finger involved, but if you're having trouble doing all of them, start with just the outer ones, and then put this one in the middle, put that one in, and then all together. just one step at a time. Because again, it's real, just micro adjustments in your positioning is what's going to allow you to do this, and you're ready for this finally. But then we'll try the melody again. Basically the same pattern. Exactly the same pattern. So. And notice I'm switching positions before I even play that first note. This is the fourth note, F sharp, in that melody, but I've been here since the first note.
That's a good tip.
You know, and I'm here.
Yeah.
Anytime that's a possibility in your piano playing, do it. Piano playing is all about hand positions, going from here to here to here to there to wherever. It's just whatever the melody demands.
And fit the thumb bit on that, if you would, please, as well. That was.
Oh no, we did this one.
Yeah. You show me how to do that with the thumb. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So if I was to take just as an example, if I had to play, like for me, if I had to play this really, really fast, what I would do is go through the melody and just do hand positions. So I'd probably. Well, at least the first line anyway. This whole first line, I would just play this chord. Those are all the notes in the first part of the melody. I would just be like, and then that kind of thing. And then I would be ready. My hand would just be there. And then I can think about the rest of it. This part is a little, you just kind of have to do. But here, we get here, my hand just goes there. Oh, sorry. Then the next position. That's basically it. And I wanted to just touch on that, the theory part here. So these are things, it doesn't always work out like this, but just knowing the parts of the chord and then relating that to how the melody is constructed will help you to remember things. If we go to the first two measures, the chord is C major, which as we know is C, E, and G. C is 1, E is 3, G is 5. And if you look at the melody, it's G, E, G, C, which is a second inversion C major chord. And if you memorize that, it helps to minimize mistakes, basically. So you just know, oh, it's a C major chord. 5, 3, 5, 3. 5, 3, 5, 1. And then when we go to the D, it's a little more complicated. We'll ignore that for a second. But when we go to the F major, hurry, get on, it's coming. We have F, A, and C. And in the melody, it's F, A, C, E, which completes our major 7 chord. So a lot of times, the melody is going to complement the chord. It's going to use what's called chord tones.
Yeah, I understand that.
And both of those did just that. And then when you have accidentals, it should be a red flag so that you can analyze it, and that will help you to remember what note it is. When with this D7 flat 5, for instance, the accidental is our flat 5 in the D major chord, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're going to play it, as you get more conversant in this type of thinking, if you're if you didn't know this, you could go, oh man, I know it wasn't a white note, but was it this one? Was it this one? Was it this one? You're not going to be guessing like that because you know, oh, it's the flat 5. And you know where the flat 5 is because you've practiced it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the whole point.
Okay.
Okay.